what's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the GuitarGuts podcast with me, Mark Murray. My guest today is the amazing shredder, Kieran Johnston. He's in a band, Perpetua. He's sponsored by Charvel, EMG. He's got the craziest tremolo picking you've ever seen. If you go on his Instagram, it is at Kieran Johnston 4. So Kieran Johnston and the number 4. Check him out. It's incredible stuff. He's going to show us his guitars. We'll talk about the band, talk about his start with the guitar. So before we jump on in, I want to thank my sponsors. Whether you need kill switches, custom picks, a pedal board, pedals, pickups, coffee, amp simulator reviews, or Floyd Rose and other guitar upgrades, they've got you covered. These are companies that support me greatly, so check them out. Links and information is in the description down below. Also, please check out GuitarGuts.com. You can get a GuitarGuts t-shirt, GuitarGuts guitar wall mount handmade in USA, and right now there's even a few limited edition GuitarGuts picks made by my friends over at Iron Age Guitar Accessories. You could even get physical copies of my album, Alves de Amor, and my new EP, Vacation, on GuitarGuts.com. Or you could stream it all. All my music is over on Spotify, Apple Music, Google Play, Amazon, Pandora. Anywhere you stream music, it's available there. Also, don't forget to go hit that subscribe button right now so you don't forget. We got new episodes coming each week, so you don't want to miss one. All right, let's go ahead and bring on my guest. Hey, what's up, Kieran?
How you doing, man?
Doing really good. How about yourself? What are you up to today? It's 9 p.m. over there, and it's 1 p.m. over here.
Holy shit.
Big time difference.
Yeah. No, I've been working today. Came home, played a bit of guitar, and here I am. That's how my days went. I'm quite tired. I'm back to work again tomorrow, but it's fine. I'm having a couple of beers, so.
Oh, hell yeah, man. I should have one with you.
Yeah, absolutely. 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock beers.
Hey, it's Saturday. Why not?
Exactly.
Hell yeah, man. So you work at a guitar shop, right?
Yeah, I work for a company called Guitar. They're probably one of the biggest guitar companies in the UK. So we have like 7 stores across, which to someone from the USA where Guitar Centre is the big thing, it's quite huge in the UK. Yeah, no, it's good fun. I'm constantly essentially surrounded by guitars, and I come home and there's more guitars. So it's, yeah, I wake up, guitars, go to sleep, guitars all day.
I noticed on your page you're always like constantly demoing products and playing guitar at work all day, and man, am I jealous. Like, I'm in a factory building stuff that has nothing to do with guitars, thinking about guitars all day, like I was telling you yesterday, and man, I wish I was working at a guitar shop all day.
Yeah, I mean, I take it for granted now. I had a terrible job before this, so I was working like a supermarket. It's kind of like, I try to think what's over there, like Walmart or something. It's sort of like that, and it was rubbish. It was just rubbish. Hated it. Just wanted to play guitar all the time. I mean, so when I got the job at Guitar, it's a lot better. I had that honeymoon period where I was like, yes, this is amazing. I want to buy all the guitars. Need to wait till the end of the month to get paid, see what I can get.
Oh man.
Not. But I mean, I'm a salesman. I do get to play guitar sometimes. So like when I do some videos. That's probably the highlights of the job,
There's a huge difference between, I'm sure, your store and Guitar Center, though. Over here, Guitar Center is full of like teenagers who really don't know that much about guitars. A lot of them really don't know what they're talking about. So like, I know a guy like you know your stuff. You go in to talk to you. You probably really like give somebody a proper tour and show them exactly what would be the best for them, huh? Yeah,
well, I definitely try and do that. I mean, I won't know 100% about everything. You can ask me about Charvel, and I'll be like, oh, or Jackson or something like that, and that's my strong points. The super strat guitars, they're my stronger points. But when it comes to acoustic guitars, for example, if someone's to come in and they want to talk about classical guitars, I'll be honest with them. I'm like, I'm not amazingly like knowledgeable about these guitars, so let me just Google it.
I was gonna say, is there like one guy there who's like knows all the acoustics, one guy who's a bass guy, you got the shred monster?
Sort of, yeah. There's a girl that works in the store, and she's an unbelievable classical player, but she's incorporated like flamenco and percussive style into classical playing, and it's mental. When anyone comes in acoustics related, I'm like, talk to her. You'll know exactly what you're wanting if you're talking to her. Yeah.
Is she on Instagram?
Yeah, I'll send you her Instagram page. It's I think it's Ali Todd Guitar. She's amazing. She's going to NAMM this year. 2020 actually, playing this event at I think it's the House of Blues or something crazy. It's to sell. It's like the women of fingerstyle guitar, and she's included in the list. So yeah, she's making a name for herself.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
You're in Scotland, right?
Yeah, I'm in Edinburgh, which is the capital.
Is that where you've lived your whole life?
I lived in Scotland my whole life. I lived in the Scottish borders mostly. A little town called Galashiels, population of like 15,000 or something. Lived there for about 19 years or something. Moved to Edinburgh to study music because it wasn't really the facilities to do it here. Back in Galashiels. And Edinburgh's the capital, so they've got everything. You know, it's an amazing city, amazing location. So I was like, cool. I'm beside everything. There's guitar shops as well, instead of this guitar shop back home where there's about 5 guitars on the wall and they're all terrible. Yeah, so I've lived here for about 5 years or something.
I'm pretty excited. You're the first Scottish person I think I've ever spoke to.
Really?
I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
Like, I'm thinking of here in the States, I see everything, but I don't really see, you don't see Irish and Scottish. I'm of Scottish and Irish descent, so that's pretty cool for me.
Awesome, man. I thought so with the surname, Murray.
Yeah, totally Irish.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. That's so weird. I see a lot of Americans in Scotland.
Oh, really?
I think it's because we have a big tourism thing going on. So lots of Americans come across, and they like to pop across to the store to compare it to like Guitar Center and other things. So yeah, lots of Americans. So that's weird that we're like just. I suppose it's not really weird. I suppose there's only 5 million of us in Scotland, at least. Crazy like that. Oh, well.
California has 40 million.
Wow.
So, like, my state alone has way more people, but I would say that there's probably a ton of Scottish people here. It's just you don't hear the accent. They're all Americanized, second, third, fourth generation or whatever at this point, I guess.
Absolutely.
So how long have you been playing guitar?
I get asked this question a lot, and I'm never actually sure. I think I've been playing for about 13 years, but if you really add up the time, it's probably closer to 10. I started playing when I was around 11 or 12. It was complete random. My dad had listened to heavy metal, so I'd been brought up on heavy metal for ages, but we were in a little shop, and they sold everything, like everything. I was actually in to get a PlayStation 2 game, and they had it out of stock, so I was like, oh, man, what can I get? But I had that pocket money to get the game, so I was like, I'll just get something else. And my next door neighbour had been playing guitar, and I was quite taken by it. So I thought, you know what, let's just get a cheap guitar, and it's like £30, which is like $40-something. £30, and it was rubbish. It was like a 3/4 classical, but it was amazing. I thought it was the best thing ever. Played it for a bit, couldn't play it for shit. I was terrible at it. So I mean, I think the first song I tried to play was typically Smoke on the Water, but I was playing it like completely, it's like almost a jet version or something, because I was completely out of tune. Then my dad got me an electric guitar about 6 months later maybe, and I thought, oh yes, this is what it's about, this is what I want to do. Learned some Judas Priest songs. Well, I was butchering them. Then I kind of fell out of love with guitar and got back into it when I was about 13, turning 14, where I discovered Metallica again. And after learning like almost every song of Master of Puppets, I mean, I played the song Master of Puppets over and over again for like a whole year, getting that solo that I was like, oh man, this is incredible. So I went on a crazy Metallica binge and attempted to learn all their songs, and I went from there to what's next and found Paul Gilbert. And I think between the age of 13 and 16, maybe 17, I was playing guitar non-stop. I was in the house like playing 8 hours a day, and
wow.
I'd go home. I wouldn't actually really have a social life. They would come home from school and it'd just be guitar until silly hours in the morning, and then go to school and repeat.
Was it practicing like Paul Gilbert songs and all these like technical songs, or were you doing like regimented practices with like, you know, exercises and a click track and things like that?
Not really. I was just learning my favorite songs. I've learned more from just learning my favorite songs, and I've learned how to keep in time more from just jamming along to those songs than I have with a metronome. Sometimes I'll jam to a metronome, and I would do it if I was learning like a certain like scale or something. I wouldn't know the name of it because I just didn't know any theory. I was always self-taught. So it's before YouTube came out when I really got into it. But I used Ultimate Guitar a lot, reading these like tabs of whoever's written it, thinking, oh, this might be right, and trying to incorporate like my ear into it as well. I would just try and play along with them, and that was sort of my practice, just learning those songs. Instead of a metronome, I always found playing to a drum track was a bit easier for me, so I didn't get bored so easily. So I could hear, like when you're listening to drums, you just feel the groove and all. So if I'm practicing a string skip lick, I'm like, right, and I kind of want to do something different with it, you know, just because I've just locked into that groove. I'm like, cool. I don't feel forced to just go you know. Just jamming my favorite songs was the way to go in drum tracks.
Yeah, I'm totally with you. I hate clicks, and anytime I could play with a drum track, I would way rather find a drum track and play to that Guitar Pro. I use Guitar Pro a lot, so you can adjust the speed of just write out drum beats and then adjust the speeds, 10% at a time and just increase.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I love Guitar Pro. That was the ultimate learning tool because everything's there. If you want to learn a song, back in the day at least, don't use it so much anymore, but back in the day, I would be listening to a stream like, I wonder what's on Guitar Pro. And 99% of the time it was. So definitely helped a lot.
Yeah, I love Guitar Pro. That Charvel right there, man, that thing is sweet. You posted a lot of videos with that one, right? Do you just put those new pickups in it?
Yeah, I got a colleague to put them in because I can't solder, or as you guys say, solder. I'm not sure, it's a bit divided. I can't do that to save myself, so my colleague kindly put them in for me. But before that, I had Seymour Duncan's in it, which comes stock with most Charvel guitars. I like them, they're nice. I've had that set in a few other guitars, but Tommy from EMG and Prashant Aswani, this is his rev set, his signature set, and he was ranting and raving about them, and I was so curious to try them. So I got a set of these, and they've just blown me away. And black chrome to go with the guitar as well. They're just awesome. Yeah,
those things look beautiful. Are they based on like the 5766s?
They're actually passive. So I think the way Prashant Aswani was, he kind of had a sound in his head. I think he's a big lover of like Les Pauls, like that kind of PAF style pickup, and he wanted that big fat sound with like high mids and nice clarity and whatnot. And they've totally nailed it with these pickups. I can't believe how good they are. Every note just rings through, and it's crazy to say that because I've always been like, pickups that are all right. I've just been so focused on the guitar. I'll make the sound work because I'll EQ it to hell, you know. But yeah, blown away by these guys. They're amazing.
Man, what I would love to see is a pickup comparison. What's in your other two main guitars, pickup wise?
I'll grab one of them just now, just so you can see.
Woo! Look at those things back there.
So I've got a couple other on the bed, just show and tell type thing. This one here, I recently just had this set put in. Before it, again, Seymour Duncan's. I like those pickups, but they're really bright for me. I wasn't getting the stratty sounds that I really wanted from HSS. Not to say that they weren't good, because they were definitely good, but I got the same pickup that I had in the bridge, the Revelation in the bridge that I have in that purple San Dimas, and I got two S1 single coils, which are kind of vintage sounding pickups, but with a more modern approach. Again, all passive, so no battery in here. And they're excellent. They give it that kind of, it's almost like a hybrid guitar now, the way I see it. I've got this bridge pickup, and I can do everything I can do on the San Dimas. Play anything. I play metal, I can play the more fusiony hard rock stuff. And then you can get that outer coil kind of sound in the second position, which sounds excellent. going to do a pickup demo on them soon, and then moving to these single coils, it's just perfect. It's the sound, you kind of hear a sound in your head and just, yeah, this is exactly what I want with this guitar. Plus, I'd wanted to put a chrome bridge pickup in since getting it.
Yeah, it looks fantastic. You have a super good taste in guitars. I mean, every single one of your guitars is gorgeous.
Thanks, man. So do you, by the way.
Well, thank you. Yours are classier, I'll say that, but mine are a little crazy, like with tiger stripes and stuff.
Oh, I love it. I love it, man. I want one.
So those are real single coils. You do a lot of playing up on the neck position, right, or in the middle?
Yeah, mainly if I go to alternate picked licks, a lot of the time I'll switch up to the neck pickup. Just you get that smoother, fatter sound. But a single coil, not so much, but you get a nice bitey sound from this pickup. So when I'll mainly use this guitar, it's in standard tuning, or I'll drop it to drop D sometimes. It's my kind of jamming guitar, and I write a lot of stuff on it. So yeah, I kind of like it to be versatile, and the HSS definitely helps. I'll grab the other. I totally forgot about that.
That thing is sweet, man. You're like, I gotta say, you are like the best tremolo picker pretty much out there. Like, you're
no way.
Tremolo picking. To hear you say that you've only been playing like hard, like real playing for like 10 years, that's crazy, dude.
Thanks so much, man. That's incredibly nice of you to say.
I mean, like, who's up there with you? Nobody can go, 4 notes per string, all the way across, all strings, all the way up and down the neck, straight up and down, across. I mean, you're crazy, dude. When I see your videos, I'm like, damn. Like, when you got picked for the Jared Dines video.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, when I saw your submission, I was like, oh, yeah, he's going to be in there for sure.
Thanks, man. I was actually quite surprised when I got picked. It was a shot in the dark. I seen the competition appear on like some of my YouTube recommendations, and I was like, you know what? I like the backing track as well. Let's give it a shot. Let's see how it goes. And some guy on Instagram messaged me. I was on Instagram at the time, scrolling down. Some guy goes, I was like, dude, you're in the Jared Dines video. I was like, what the fuck? I have no idea. I went to the video. I was like, holy shit, yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, so thankful. It got me actually quite a few more YouTube subscribers, and I don't really use YouTube, and it's something I've wanted to use for a while, so I've got more of a platform to, there's more people to promote to when I want to use it, which is
right on. By the way, what is that, Red Stripe?
Yeah, you guys
Jamaican beer.
Yeah, I mean, it was just in the shop, and I mean, I never really see it for sale in the shop. I just see it like in a nightclub or something, and I went, you know what, just for old time's sake, let's get some. It's quite good. It's very similar to a beer we have here called Tennant's, which is like, it's like the signature Scottish drink aside from Iron Brew. I mean, when it comes to alcohol, it's just this yellow can with a red tea on it, and it's excellent.
I don't think I've seen that here. I'm a big beer drinker too. I usually am like IPAs, stouts, somewhere in there, that kind of stuff. But I used to drink a lot of Red Stripe.
Nice. Yes.
All right. So with your tremolo picking, when did you start really getting really fast, like how you are?
Good question. So going back to age of 14, that kind of 14, 15. I was trying this like that note, like going down, up, move to the other string, back again. It's a typical Paul Gilbert, kind of like that. Trying that, and I was sitting there for hours. I think I sat there for about 6 hours, but I was just watching TV at the time, so I was like, and I was fucking off every time. And then all of a sudden I just got it, and I was like, holy shit. Holy crap, I can do this now. So that came from Norwegian Cowbell by Paul Gilbert, and there's a lick in there that uses that. It's quite fast. So I practiced the hell out of that, just jamming along with that over and over again, and moved on to, because it's almost like playing a video game, and you unlock a new ability. It's like a skill unlocked. So it's like, let's apply this to another song that I couldn't do before, and it kind of went from there. And I was taking the whole 3-octave lick across 6 strings, that idea with like 3 note per string, and going from there. And honestly, I don't know. At the time, sounds weird. I wasn't thinking of how many times I'm going up and down. I was thinking I'm just going to go as fast as I possibly can. So make my hand go as fast as I can, and if I can get the left hand to sync up with it, then awesome. So yeah, I think I finally got that down when I was about 15.
So part of it was like not overthinking it, just to kind of let your hands do the work and just sync them up.
Yeah, the main part, I say this to everyone, is I was having fun at the time. I thought it was amazing. I was like, it's cool. I was fucking up over and over again. I wasn't. Of course, you get frustrated when you're a guitarist, but I was just having fun with it. And I think that helped. I think because I wasn't going, fuck, this is shit, and getting fed up and putting it away. I was just sticking to it. I was watching football, or as you guys call soccer. I was watching football and just trying to do it, and I was just having a lot of fun, and it helps. It really helps. I think a lot of players these days, because you can go on Instagram or YouTube and you can see all these crazy players online, it's really intimidating, and you ask yourself that question: how did they start doing that? But I'd say they started doing it because they were having fun,
Who do you look at with their alternate picking like that, and you're like, who impresses you?
Oh, still Paul Gilbert. Paul Gilbert, like Rick Graham, Steven Taranto, man, holy rat.
Yeah.
He's unbelievable.
He almost doesn't seem real. I don't understand how the hell he's so clean and like crazy.
It's just proof that we're living in a simulation. He's just like a glitch. He's unbelievable.
He should be way more popular, by the way. If people don't know who what is his last name?
Taranto.
I always think of Tarantula. He needs to name a band after him, like something Tarantula or something like that. It'd be perfect.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah, he put out an EP this year, and that thing is just pure fire.
I listen to that every day. It's so unbelievably just inspirational to me. I just listen. The composition is incredible. Like, you watch his videos and you see his quick licks, and it's unbelievable. It can write such intricate pieces around those licks. It's mental. But yeah, he impresses me probably the most, alongside your typical Jeff Loomis and Joey Conception as well. He's great, and Bryce is awesome.
Oh, Bryce is a beast.
He's an absolute sweet master. Like, when I watch his videos, like, what the hell? And another guy, Chris Brooks. He's been really inspirational to me. I can name a bunch of guys. Charlie Robbins as well. I love that guy's playing. I love it. There's just too many. There's too many.
It's crazy how many. Chris Brooks is a beast. Have you heard of the band Divinex?
No.
They're kind of like that same style we were just talking about with like Toronto or whatever, Steven Tarantula. But it's similar to that. It's crazy, awesome, proggy shred stuff. I think you'd like it. Yeah,
well, message me afterwards, because I'm definitely going to forget what that is. Message me after that, and I'll love to listen to it. Always
will do.
New music to listen to.
So what's your hand positioning like when you're going up and down? Do you keep your thumb like secured to the back of the neck? Because some people say that it's not supposed to wrap around the top.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to be like pretty much parallel to behind your fingers, how they're squeezing the neck.
I'll kind of try and show you. I keep my thumb down here. Sorry, the lighting in my room is terrible. It was light outside, and now it's very dark, and my light is atrocious. But so if I'm starting at the high E string, my thumb sits down here, just below, like it's almost falling off the neck. But I keep it nice and secure, and especially with legato. So if I'm starting here, I'm going across like a 3-octave lick. It's sort of going diagonal, but it's not going any further than the middle of the neck.
Wow.
I only bring my thumb up the neck if I'm playing certain chords, or if I want to get a good bend on something. So I'm bending like, and I'll keep my thumb up there because it gives me more stability. But with any other lick, I'll keep my thumb just below like the middle of the neck.
Wow. So, and you're not squeezing hard either, huh? It's kind of like gliding lightly across the back of the neck?
Yeah, exactly. It depends. Sometimes I'll do it too hard, and it can be a bit, you can really feel it. It was about to snap the neck or something. It's just about being as comfortable as possible, and having your thumb, in my opinion, for me at least, Having it down there, it works an absolute treat.
Man, that's so impressive. I need to practice that.
Trust me.
So what's this guitar right here? What do you got in this one?
Yeah. So this is the black DK24 that I have, and it's all satin black, but it comes stock with white pickups. And as soon as I got it, when I seen the gold Floyd and the gold tone and volume knob, I was just like, man, it needs gold pickups. And these are the first EMGs I actually got, which is a H1A set. So I have a H1A and a H1N, so I've got one in the neck as well. I kind of wanted to pick up, especially a neck pickup that sounded like my old Music Man, which had a liquefier or something. John Petrucci, one of his signature pickups with DiMarzio. I wanted something like that, but a bit more creamy, a bit more smooth, and that's what I got with it. So this is my Perpetua guitar, basically. And with that in mind, when I'm playing this with a band, it actually goes with the band's logo in our backdrop because it's black and gold. And so yeah, this is the Perpetua guitar set up in D standard with a 10 to 52 and gold EMGs in it.
Beautiful, dude. That is so my taste right there. The gold, like, it felt like, because I started playing in mid '90s. It seemed like the 2000s, no one was rocking gold hardware. Like it went away or something.
Really?
And then all of a sudden now it seems to me like I don't think you have purple or green guitars, but those two colors have become so popular. Maple necks are back, and gold hardware seems to be like the hottest thing out. Yeah,
exactly. I mean, with maple necks as well, I guess that a lot of companies with the whole rosewood thing going on, I mean, the CITES form for Schiff and Rosewood, that whole thing's totally rocked the guitar industry. So you are seeing a lot more maple necks and like other woods like Paul Ferro and all that. But yeah, I love maple necks, and I think the first guitar I had with a maple neck was I only got it last year. I had rosewood boards. I didn't pick them because I had rosewood boards. It's just the guitars I wanted to have rosewood boards. Way up until I picked up like a second-hand Kramer Pacer. It's more of the one of the newer ones, like made when Gibson acquired them, from a couple of years ago. First guitar with maple board and fell in love with it. So yeah, I definitely love some more maple boards. Ebony as well. I love that.
That one matches my my green Jackson.
Oh man, I love that guitar. I love that.
It's got the same style pickups, pretty much the same bridge.
Oh, it's so nice.
Yeah, this thing, I need to get it set up. The bridge hasn't been intonated at all, so it plays pretty bad, to be honest, but it will play so good because I had that neck on a different guitar before, and it used to shred so hard.
Isn't that guitar? It's been following you for a while. Correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't you sell that or something a long time ago, and you bought it back, or there's a story behind it?
Yeah, actually, it was when I was probably 12 years old or something. My neighbor had bought that guitar brand new. This is actually probably 1996. So I don't know. I was 10, 12 years old, 11 years old maybe. And my neighbor, who same just like you, my neighbor played guitar, and I wanted to play so bad because he played guitar, and then that's why I started.
Yeah.
His parents bought him that for his 16th birthday or something, and they were like, "Hey man, come check this out." He hadn't even seen it yet, and they showed it to me first and let me play it before even he played it. So it's almost like I put my scent on it or something.
Nice.
And then he had it for years, and I hadn't talked to him for 15 years. And 3 or 4 years ago, I was looking on Craigslist at guitars, and I saw this thing. And at the bottom, it said, "Call Randy," and the phone number. And I was like, no fucking way. It's Randy?
Hell, man.
And this dude's... He's 36 years old, and he has a family. I figured he didn't even play guitar anymore, and I called him up and was like, "Hey, I'll buy that thing." So I went out to his house, and it was just like when I was a kid. I went over there. His cousin was over there. They had the drums, the guitar. We all jammed a bunch of Metallica songs. It was like a total dream come true, going back in time or something.
Full circle. That's awesome.
Yeah, and then I took the guitar home, and I've modded it up, and it's pretty much actually just the body now that's the same because I've swapped the neck, the pickups, the bridge, the knobs, everything. So
yeah.
But it definitely holds a special place in my heart, and it's got a good story behind it. So
that's cool. I love a guitar with a good story.
What out of all your guitars, what's the one you've had the longest? Because I think your Charvels here are pretty new, right?
Yeah, first Charvel I got was in January. It was when the first DK24 landed in Guitar, well, in my store at least, and I just fell in love with it. I was like, oh my god. And I went and bought it straight away. I was just like, this is what I want. But the longest guitar that I have just now, good question. I'm trying to think. I'm really bad for selling guitars. I'll have guitars for a little bit and then I'll sell them and get new ones, and then it's the cycle continues. Oldest guitar I have is my first electric guitar, but it's at my parents' house. It's like a terrible Strat copy, but it's like made by Behringer.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and that thing's like make my fingers bleed. It's crazy. I try to think in this room. The oldest guitar I have, I'll show you. I think it's in this bag here. This is from a few years ago.
Oh yeah, I think I've seen you play with this one a couple times, like a year ago.
Yeah, I love this guitar. It's an FGN made by Fujijin in Japan, who are most known for making the Japanese Fenders. A lot of the like American brands or any other manufacturer, they outsource the manufacturing to certain Japanese companies, and Fujijin is one of them. And they've made a ton of Ibanez, a ton of Fenders, and they started making their own guitars a few years ago. I think this is one of the first ones they made. This went up pre-owned in GuitarGuts, so it was like second hand. Before I worked there, I was just browsing the web. On the web page, I was refreshing it. I'd gotten back from work and I was like, refresh, come on. Surely something was going to appear in the pre-owned. And it appeared. I was like, holy shit, love it. I'll buy this. It was really cheap as well. It was like 400 something pounds. I had no idea what it was, but it looked really cool to me. And I was figured if I hate it, I can just take it back. But I fell in love with it, and it's really good. It's got this nice flame that you can really see because my lighting's really bad. It's like a flame maple top on it. Your fancy pick guard there. I kind of hate this, but I kind of love it as well. A few interesting parts with this guitar. It has circular frets, so it's weird. It's not. I'll just try to describe fret. You'll know exactly. You build guitars, so see if you can see it in the photo or anything. No, you definitely can't. The frets are circle. Like they're completely rounded. It's really weird. I think that's to help with intonation or something. I'm not sure. Feels really nice and comfortable, but I've had this for about 4 years or something. I had a Jackson V. That was the second kind of longest guitar. 2 Vs actually. One has just went missing. It was a blue. Yeah, I think it's probably in my parents' house somewhere. They moved house, and I think it's still maybe in storage or something. I have no idea. That's somewhere. It was a blue Jackson King V, and I got that when I was 14 for my birthday, and I was always been a huge Judas Priest fan, and seeing KK down and using a V, I was like, cool. I want that, but I want a Jackson. I want a nice pointy one, and I just hear Jacksons are amazing. So I got a Jackson and fell in love with that. Next Christmas, I got a black King V, and I sold that recently to one of my good friends. So I know it's in a better place, but I fell out of love with V's, and I just, I had to make some space. I moved in with a girlfriend about in November or something, so almost a year ago, but I had to make space for some guitars. So that's kind of...
I can't imagine you playing a flying V. That seems weird.
Oh, it's weird, man. I think there's a video of me playing a flying V from when I was 14, and somewhere on YouTube. If I find it, I'll send you it, because it's just ridiculous.
Oh, that's awesome. Were you already shredding, tremolo picking and all that?
I can't remember. We're playing in this terrible band that I was in. We were covering Killing in the Name by Rage Against the Machine, and we were playing it in like drop C, and our bassist had refused to tune his bass down to drop C, so he was just playing it in standard tuning. For some reason, sounded hideous. Got to the solo, and it's when I first learned sweep picking, it was like that kind of diminished, and so it's not diminished, so minor triad. I was just trying that out, and it's rubbish. But I do a little bit of shredding, I guess. My improvisation wasn't too strong back then. I was certainly trying. It's hilarious. Hopefully I can find it.
Man, that guitar, that has a natural binding on it, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's really cool. I don't think I'll sell this because I got it for a bargain. You find them online for like in the thousands now. Maybe they're hugely overpriced. I don't care. It's a nice Strat type guitar, and it's the one that made me fall in love with HSS. So that's the one I'm never gonna sell. And there's another guitar that I'm never selling. I think. Let me grab it.
That thing's beautiful. I like it a lot, and that blue, it just pops.
Yeah, it's awesome, man. If the lighting was better, you'd be able to see it a lot clearer. This guitar here, I was after one of these ever since I've fallen in love with like Paul Gilbert's music back in like 2008, which is when this guitar got discontinued. Funnily enough, yeah. So it's like I Ibanez PGM 301, and I've been after one of these for ages, and finally got a chance to buy one second hand last year, and yeah, that's one for life.
Do you know what year that thing's from?
This, not a clue. I have not a clue. Probably it's 2008 or pre-2008, but it was in amazing condition. Didn't have a single mark on it. I accidentally dinged part of the headstock, so I'm at fault for that. I got to meet Paul Gilbert a few months ago. I got to sign the back of it, so that's, I don't know if you can even see that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Never getting sold.
Is that the first time you met him?
Yeah, first time.
Well,
and it just,
how'd that work out?
Yeah, it was awesome. So it was kind of through my work. We'd put on a masterclass type event. It's more of a kind of gig, but he'd give you some tips and tricks like throughout the set. And his manager, his tour manager, knows my store manager, and we put the event on. And my store manager had organised behind my back for me to get on stage with him and jam. And I'd been drinking, I'd been having some pints, and you know, like I was quite nervous just being there, but I didn't know I was going up to play. And he told me about half an hour before I was to go on stage with him. He's like, "Oh yeah, you're gonna go and play with Paul. You're gonna have a guitar duel with him, but I don't know when." And I was like, "What?"
Oh my god!
Freaking out. So I was drinking loads of water. Like I brought this for him to sign as well, so I had this like just ready to go. Just had a jam in A, and it's on my YouTube channel somewhere. But just throwing licks back and forth, and it was just awesome. It was a really surreal experience. I didn't think I'd get to play with him. I just thought I was getting to meet him, and it was just best thing ever.
What were the nerves like when he told you you're going to go up and play with them? Did you start thinking like, I should have been practicing this? I should have been like, or were you like excited? Were you like ready to go?
My mind just went, fuck, like just screaming out. I calmed down a little bit and had a little thought. I didn't think, damn, I should have been practicing, should have been. The little small part of me was like, you should have been practicing this and that, like, you know, brushing up on your Paul Gilbert stuff. But kind of calm myself down a bit. I was like, it's just imagine it's just a jam with anyone else. You're jammed to a backing track or whatever, you know. Just go up there and be comfortable. And I tried my best, but man, when I got on that stage, you walked in like through this little close, and everyone's there, all there to see Paul Gilbert for his masterclass. Arms just like this. Don't have a clue who I am. Plug into this amp. I don't even know it was working or anything. Obviously, it was in the end, but oh man, my heart was like beating out of my chest. Never been so nervous on stage before.
That is so cool. What, like literally a dream come true.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, if there was any guitarist I was to ever play with, that it was always going to be Paul Gilbert that I wanted to play with the most. So, yeah, bucket list moment. Yeah.
He seems like a really cool dude too. Like off stage, just hanging out.
Oh, he's the nicest guy alive. You see him in all these interviews, and he's like quite funny and just down to earth. And when you meet someone, they always say like never meet your heroes, but fuck that, because he was incredible. The first moment of contact I had with him is we're kind of in the backstage area, because I was allowed to be there because I was technically working the event. Wasn't really.
Just so getting paid to meet Paul Gilbert.
I didn't get paid for it. I mean, the plus side was I got to jam with him. I guess that's payment. But I was getting a drink of water from the bar at the place, and he went up to get a drink of water at the same time. And I didn't want to like walk back, and I was quite scared. I didn't want to just like dodge him. So I went there and I just turned to him and I was just like, all right, man. Like, typical Scottish, just all right, man. How's it going? And absolutely love you. This and that. He goes, oh well, in that case, you better have this plectrum. I gave him his pick and just made a wee joke, and I was like, oh man, what a legend.
Dude.
Yeah, total awesome guy.
That is so cool, man. I couldn't imagine how cool that would have been.
Yeah, it was nuts. If you're actually, good question. What guitarist? It'd probably be like Kirk Hammett or James Hetfield or something with you. If you're to meet anyone, like your hero, and jam with them.
I don't know. That's a tough one, man. I love Kirk Hammett, but I think I like James Hetfield. I think that something about his energy, his stage presence, and he's just fucking badass. So that would be ridiculous to meet him or Eddie Van Halen, one of those guys, probably.
Oh, that'd be nuts. Holy shit.
Yeah, that's goals. One day, maybe the podcast will keep growing. I'll be able to travel around, go to concerts, and have backstage interviews. And you never know, man. If I keep doing it, and get the right people, start talking to people, and you never know. Man,
exactly. That's all you have to do. Is you're doing a great job of it, and you've got this following. So just if you build on that, there's no limit to anything.
Yeah, it's true. I think about it all the time. I actually saw a quote the other day that said, if you give up now, you'll be back right where you were when you started. And when you started, you were dying to be where you are right now. And I was like, oh, damn. It puts things in perspective.
Completely blows your mind. It's so true, though. It's so true.
With this guitar right here, I noticed that you have some guitars with Floyd Roses, some with more of a Strat style bridge. Do you prefer this type of bridge here?
For ease of use, hardtail bridge, absolutely. Especially when I'm playing live. But I've sort of screwed myself a bit because I've got so many guitars with Floyd Rose that sometimes I'm writing solos or other parts. I've used the Floyd in recording, and it just doesn't sound right without it. So I used to hate them just because it's purely setting them up and whatnot. It's annoying. One bit goes out of tune, your fine tuners all the way down to the end. You're like, oh man, get the Allen key out, But now I love them. I love having a Floyd Rose on guitar. If I was to have any custom build guitar, I'd probably go with a Floyd on it. I'm so used to it. Love using the bar. But yeah, for ease of use, hardtail is the way to go. But with the DK24 pink one, that has a Goto 510 bridge in it, and that doesn't lock at the nuts, so it's a bit easier. I mean, it still obviously reacts the same. I try and tune to D, the rest of the strings are going to go up in pitch and whatnot, but it's much easier to handle, and it works really well. You're going up, you can go down, and there's a little back cavity for it, so it's kind of like a Floyd without the locking nut. But
so it's like a mini floating bridge.
Kind of. I'll try and show you the way I have it set up anyway. Yeah, so you can go all the way down, and you can pull it up as well.
Oh, you can get pretty high, actually. Pull it up pretty high.
Yeah, it works really well. It's the same bridge you find on like Surs and all that. So, I mean, when I got this guitar as well, this is the first Charvel I've ever owned, but I've owned a few Jacksons, so I was kind of familiar with the brand because they're one and the same in many ways. And this one, it just screamed at me for a million reasons. I was like, wow, no, that's a bridge you get on a Sur guitar. And the price point was the biggest selling point for me. And I was just like, fuck, I'm getting all this for a lot less. So picked up, pink, excellent.
Is that your first pink guitar?
First pink guitar, and definitely not my last. After that, I've had a weird, I got that purple San Dimas, which is kind of purpley pink, metallic weird thing. A pink Strat came into my work as well. It's like, oh man, pink Strat, need that. Any pink guitar, I'm just going nuts for it now. It's been mental. Maybe it'll wear off one day, but I don't see it happening.
I mean, I think there's these weird things. Like I was saying, with purple is now a very popular guitar color. I used to never see purple guitars. I never had one. Other than like old 80s guitars, you'd see those. But
yeah,
now it's like every company's making purple guitars, and they're like beautiful. And same with pink. I mean, there wasn't a lot of guys recently playing pink guitars, and now all of a sudden Charvel's making production models in pink. It's interesting to see these trends come and go.
Yeah, they're kind of coming full circle in a way. Like Charvel and other like Framer and everything else making those guitars in the 80s, crazy colors, and now they're bringing it back in a way, and it's cool. The guitars have slightly matured, but the finishes are coming back. And a little bit, well, I mean, this is a more subtle finish. It's satin, but, you know, it's cool. It's good to see.
Yeah, I think so. I didn't notice that guitar was satin. It looks like it's got like a low gloss on it, but that's really cool.
Just from me using it, it looks a little bit glossy, but yeah, it's a satin finish. Yeah, I'm kind of intrigued to see how it's going to look in a few years' time when I've eventually dinged the hell out of it and it's all glossy just from using it. It'll be quite cool to see.
You're on the Charvel roster, right?
Yeah.
Did you get this guitar before you signed with them, or was this the thing that made you reach out to them?
I got this guitar before I signed with them. I got this guitar on early January anyway, and I just completely fell in love with it. Fell in love with the brand. It's like getting one of your favorite games. I play games a lot, right? And one of my favorite games of all time, like the series, is Fallout. And when I played Fallout 3, I instantly just fell in love with all things Fallout. So when I played this guitar, and I've been using Ibanez for years, and Jackson mainly, but I just fell in love with it, and I was like, oh, what other Charvels are there? Played a bunch more. I was like, this is cool. Used it a lot, and luckily, because I get so much support on Instagram from all these amazing people, it gave me a massive opportunity to work with a company that I really kind of fell in love with, you know. So I'm very lucky in that respect.
Yeah, that's so cool, man. That's a hell of a company to be sponsored by.
It doesn't. It still hasn't sunk in. None of it has. You know, I'm still making. When it comes to making videos or doing anything else, I'm still in the same frame of mind that I was a few years ago. I only started doing Instagram videos properly because I had an improvisation class at college, and it was more kind of like jazz improv or whatever they were after. But the guy said, I said to him, so with these improvisation videos that we do every week, where do you want them to go? And he goes, just upload them anywhere, I think Instagram. And there's another guy on the course, you might have heard of him, he's on Instagram as well, Reese Gilchrist. I don't know if you've ever seen him. Really, really big kind of neo soul player, kind of that jazzy, amazing jazz guitarist. He was posting a lot on Instagram, and I kind of got inspired from all that. And so I was just posting clips of, cool, I've been improvising this, improvising that, and I'm still in that frame of mind. When I make a video, I'm just jamming, you know. I've just got everything recording at once as well, so I managed to capture it. But yeah, it's just a lot of fun. So none of it really, when the whole Charvel thing or anything else, EMG, all that, it doesn't really feel real. I mean, it is real, but you know, kind of hard to explain.
Well, you've made it your life. It's like you're with guitars all day, and then when you get home, you're playing guitar, making videos. I mean, it's crazy how much of a lifestyle it is, isn't it?
Yeah, guitar's it is life for me. You know, it's the only thing I really want to do, so it's good that I can do it. And I mean, in my job, I can't sit about and play guitar, but I can get to play guitar every now and then, which is awesome. And come home, I can play guitar and make videos and connect with lots of people across the world. You know, it's amazing.
Yeah, it's crazy. How many followers are you at now?
32,000 something.
Yeah, you've made a big jump, and probably just the last year alone, I've seen you go from 20 to 30 real quick.
Yeah, it's been nuts. I think I'm trying to think what I was at when I started guitar. I was at 8,000, and that was last April. I just hit 8,000 or something, and you'll get these little jumps. You do really well with a few videos, and they might get shared by other pages. I had one of the best pages, probably my favorite page on Instagram, Masters of Shred. They've helped me out a lot when they posted my videos. I've had an influx of followers, and it's just helped. I think kind of whole word of mouth thing. But yeah, it's weird. Sometimes it'll go nuts, and then it still goes quite steady, but it just goes nuts sometimes, and it's mental. When you look at the numbers, I'm like, right, this is crazy. But
yeah, you can't think about it too much, or you start getting in your head. I don't like to go live on anything for Instagram because I get too nervous. I don't like the idea of hundreds of people, and then I might fuck up or I start sweating and shit. I don't want to do that.
Exactly, I'm the exact same. I think I've done a live stream once on Instagram, and I had to get a little bit drunk before I did it as well. It sounds ridiculous, but I got a little bit tipsy, and then I can't even remember if I was playing properly, but I just couldn't. I was just so nervous at the thought of going live, for the first time. It's terrifying.
It is.
But when you actually do it, well, it's the thought of it that's terrifying. But when you do it, it's just people interacting with you, asking stuff, or just saying hi, and then you just feel calm. You're like, oh, why was I so nervous to do that? You end the live stream on a high. You're like, that was awesome. I'm going to do that again. You forget about it. Maybe a week later, go to do it again. You're like, freak out. And it's just, I haven't done a live stream since, but I think I'm going to try and do one a week. At least just kind of Q&A thing. I don't know, just chatting to people. Be fun.
That sounds really cool. I was thinking about it, and I don't know if I had ever heard you talk before I talked to you here. I saw that you were in Scotland, and I'm like, oh, he's going to have a Scottish accent. I've never even thought of that.
Yeah, you're right. I've never posted a video with me talking in it. I've done it on my story every now and then. That's it, but only a small percentage of people really watch your stories. So, I've been trying. I've went to do it so many times. I've went to review videos or just chatting. Like this is this guitar, talking about why I like it. Here's some licks, like that kind of thing. But I'll film it. I'll try and film, and I get so put off because I can just see myself, and I'm like, this is gonna be terrible. But yeah, I think I'm gonna take the plunge. I want to spice up the Instagram thing and maybe YouTube as well. Do something a bit different that's not just the same shreddy videos all the time, because I like to play a lot of different stuff and I like to talk about gear, and I just want to try something different. So you might see a video of me talking fairly soon. It's probably going to be terrible, but
hey, they'll get better and better with each one, I'm sure.
I hope so. I really hope so.
You know what I would love to see, actually, is it would be so cool if you had like a little series where you would show some of your guitars, shred on them, talk about the specs or whatever, or like talk about what you're playing. You're drinking beer, you're kind of bullshitting and having fun with it, like, because you're like, to everybody outside of Scotland, you're like this beer drinking Scottish shredder, long hair, metal guy in a band, works at a guitar shop. Like that's fucking cool, man.
Yeah, shit, when you put it that way, I guess.
Because I guess I would have guessed that you're you're with musicians all day, so like, you're a unique dude. I think it'd be really cool to watch you drink beer and talk about guitars and shred. Yeah,
man, I'd love to do that. The only problem with that is I fear I might develop a drinking habit if I keep doing that. Not that I don't drink enough, but and I also don't want to endorse alcohol or anything. You're like, drink, kids. I like drinking, but obviously in moderation. But yeah, you're right, man. I'd love to do that. Just beer and riffs or whatever.
Hell yeah. That'd be badass. I think so. I was thinking, you and Bryce are both on the Jackson Charvel team. Have you guys done any collabs together?
No, I think we spoke about it fairly recently. I want to do one. I think it'd be really cool. I'm the worst guy for time management, really. My weeks are all planned out in advance, but they're not really, because everything falls through the last second, and I'm like, oh right. I've been meaning to do a collaboration. I'm the one letting down the team here, but with Julian Cifuentes. I'm probably butchering his last name there. So Julian sent me something, and we're going to do this really cool lick that he wrote. It's actually quite hard. I think that's the most off-putting part, because I'd be sent to learn it and be like, oh, fuck, putting a metronome on. He wrote this really hard lick, and going to learn that. Going to do a video with him. But I'd love to do one with Julian up next. There's a kid, Ben Cately. I can't really say his last name. I've been meaning to do a video with Ben for a while. He sent me something, but I was like away in Portugal at the time, and it's just, Ben's amazing. The guy needs more exposure. He's so young, and he's just unbelievable. So Julian and Ben, Bryce, absolutely, 100%. Who else? Doing something else.
Cammy's local to you.
Cammy as well. That's the strangest thing. It's so weird seeing like people sometimes don't realize that me and him know each other. I've known him for about 8 years or something, 7 or 8 years, a long time. Yeah, I was meaning to send him a backing track the other night. See, I'm really bad for this. But we're going to do a collab video as well. And yeah, it'd be interesting to see. But I've known him for a long time.
How'd you meet Cammy? Does he go by Cammy, or is it Cam or Cameron? I feel weird calling him Cammy if that's not what he really goes by.
Yeah, most people call him Cammy. I call him Cameron though. I've always called him Cameron, but I'm trying to think when we first met was about 2013 or 2014. And it was just through mutual friends. And we both like guitar, and we both like similar guitar, and we'd had a couple jams. I actually filled in for his band, were supporting my band for a gig we did, and he couldn't get time off, so I played guitar for his band, and it was their first gig, so it felt really weird. So their first gig, I was playing guitar for them, just got in the night before. I played 2 sets that day, and then I filled in again, and I think he came to my house to jam one time, and that's it. We're terrible me and him are both terrible for time management. And we're like, do you want to meet up and do that? Yeah. We completely forget about it. And
is it a Scottish thing?
Probably, aye. And it's ridiculous, but we'll get something done with him and see how that goes.
Yeah, are you guys around the same age? How old are you?
I'm 24. He's 23.
Okay, yeah, so you guys are both around the same age. Do you guys live near each other?
He lives about on the bus, probably about 40 minutes away.
You know, you guys would break Instagram if you did a video you sitting side by side, just shredding back and forth.
Yeah, we talked about it. We're just like, imagine just doing it, and because I've had quite a few messages from people being like, do a video with Cammy or whatever, or do you know Cammy? And I'm like, oh yeah, I've known him for years. And they're like, what the hell? No way. And the same for him. So yeah. Definitely.
And then you guys got to make a sequel, throw Mick Rocklin in the mix. All 3 of you guys just going to town.
I'd love to do that. He'd just school us though. Mick Rocklin pull some like crazy mental thing out his school us all, you know.
He's insane, man. But he's been playing way longer than you. So I mean, I think he's been playing for like 35 years or something.
Yeah, but he was obviously like a child prodigy. He was just unbelievable for his age. Done a lot of stuff. Steve Vai kind of picked him up, and he was in Bad for Good and doing all that. Just a Newcastle boy all the way across the United States, mental. Done really well in Bad for Good. I think he just fell out of love with guitar, and I think that's the way he puts it. And he just stopped playing for about 20 years or something mental, and picked it up again a couple of years ago. And I remember seeing him when he was starting Instagram again. I was like, this guy's unbelievable.
Do you remember him when he was a little kid?
Yeah, well, I only know about that from seeing him on Instagram. I've seen him. I'd seen him a lot actually in the Steve Vai video for what's the tune? It's off Passion and Warfare. I don't know why I forgot the name of it. But he plays a little kid, little Steve Vai in that video, and I'd seen that video a million times. I had no idea it was Mick Rocklin until like honestly probably a year ago or something. I was like, holy shit! But yeah. He's got an incredible technique. He's obviously just really like naturally gifted with guitar, and for him to take a 20-year or something break and come back and be that good is it's mental. You know? It's
insane.
It's scary. Scary good.
So you got Perpetua. Where's the band going right now? Are you guys? I know you have something on Spotify. Is it a full-length album?
It's just an EP. I think there's about 4 songs. We've actually got a couple of EPs, but we both hate them. I think off the last EP we did, To Suffer, I like Corrupt the most. I like the song To Suffer, and I kind of maybe like State of Torment, but that's it. We wrote those songs a long time ago, and we finally released it. It'd been recorded for ages, but we're about 10 songs into the writing process of the new album. And that's like 10 full songs, and we've just blown everything we've ever done out the water, and it's so exciting for us. We're like, holy shit, this is music we've always wanted to write, and we feel like we're at that level, like that we could hopefully do well with it. So we 10 songs into the album, and I think we're recording it in November. Or not recording, sorry, it's getting mixed and mastered in November. So we have a deadline to get it done before then. and I'm quite excited to see what happens after that. Hopefully it does really well. Maybe a label will pick it up. Fingers crossed. That'd be amazing. And I think the plan after that is just to do some tours. We were touring a bit over the last few years, but we kind of stopped in our tracks. Guitarist, he had a kid. Life just hit us, you know. We became adults all of a sudden, and it just hit us hard. But we figured that while we can't get out on the road so much, we might as well write an actual fucking album, you know. Not these EPs. We'll just get an album done, get it done properly. So we'll do that, and we'll hopefully get some tours on the way. We've got a management company behind us now, so hopefully they can help out a bit, and I don't know, it'd be cool. So I just want to get back to playing more shows with the band.
What's your dream scenario? Like the band keeps going, you start like a bigger YouTube channel. I mean, do you have like a long-term goal that you're looking to achieve?
Good question. I think I'd be happy if I could just play guitar and it covered my bills. It covered my bills, and then I had some more, you know, to like have some nights out and just enjoy, have a little bit of a different lifestyle. I don't want to be a millionaire, you know, like it's not the 80s anymore. I'm not in Bon Jovi or anything, and I'm making millions doing all this. I think I'd love to travel the world playing guitar to lots of different people, doing clinics or whatever, you know, getting on some tours, doing that. I don't know how the band's going to go. It's just hard to make it in a metal band, I guess. I don't know how it's going to go. I hope it goes really well. But I've always wanted to do my own stuff as well, so I'm trying to write my own solo stuff. I mean, when I say been writing it for a long time, but when you're just yourself doing it and there's no one else, you'll know yourself. Like, you might just you're kind of too hard on yourself, and you'll put stuff aside. Like your new EP, didn't you put that aside for a long time?
9 years.
Yeah, there you go. Before you finally finished it. And I'm like that. I'll write a song, and I think I might have about 150 different songs that have been started and not finished, that are just for my own solo stuff. And I'm like, right, I'll get to that later. But I've got this cool new riff that I'll write in a new one. And it's just, I'm trying to get myself out of this rut with that. I've got a band as well. The bassist from Perpetua, like my other band, and this drummer I know. We're just going to be a 3-piece. We're going to try and get some gigs and just see how it works. So it's kind of kicked me up the arse a little bit, and hopefully get an EP out.
It seems like you're doing everything you need to be doing to get where you want to be. I mean, with the clinics, I would definitely go to a clinic of yours. I mean, you have specialty skills that I would love to learn how you're doing your stuff, you know, and your band's crushing it, and you're killing it on Instagram. I mean, it's impressive.
Thanks, man. That means a lot, you know. That'd be awesome. That'd be awesome. If people want to come and see me at a clinic, me just sit on a chair and talk rubbish, maybe for about an hour, you know, that'd be cool. That'd be really cool. I'd love to come over to the United States and do stuff. That'd be awesome. I think the majority of my audience on Instagram they're United States based. I think it's like the USA and Mexico and Brazil, and like it's basically North America and South America, and then the UK. So it's quite mental to see that. I'd love to come across to the States and do some stuff though. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, I would say one of my goals is a similar thing. I just want to make guitar my career and be able to pay all my bills and not have to stress out and have side jobs or a full-time job or something like that. And I think it would be so cool if a bunch of these upper end guys like you and Bryce and Mick Rockland like went on a tour as Instagram guitarists who would go around and like do performances and clinics and meet and greets, all that stuff. I mean, I think with the numbers that you guys are all starting to pull, I totally think that's a possible thing in the future. And I don't think anybody's really done that yet. It's kind of like a G3, but for this new independent artist of Instagram guitarists.
Yeah, that's a really interesting idea. I had never thought of that. I mean, I guess that'd be interesting for a few more reasons other than the whole playing side of things. I mean, if there was like a kind of Instagram tour of guitarists, you can you share your experiences on how you approach the platform and social media marketing and just basically how to market yourself and what. Yeah, that'd be interesting. That'd be really cool.
Yeah, because I bet you
Good idea.
that would sell tickets, man. People love you guys, so I think I would go to something like that.
Well, if that's happening, you must be on it as well. Then, you know.
Hell yeah, I'll set it up. We'll get everybody on board.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Let's do it.
Dude, this has been awesome, Kieran. Anything else we need to cover before we wrap this thing up?
I'm not too sure, man. Yeah, it's been really good. Thanks for having me on it. For the first podcast I've ever done.
Well, get ready for more. I'm sure people are going to be hitting you up.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I really thanks, man. Thanks for having me on. It's awesome. Question wise, are you going to NAMM in 2020?
I'm pretty sure I've been the last 3 years, and then I went a few times a couple years back. I have a friend who owns a company that has a booth that every year he just gives me tickets. So I'm planning on going. Are you coming?
I'm hopefully coming. It's just the only thing is it's expensive. I think plane tickets, if I'm buying flights, it's going to cost me 800 quid for a return flight, which is like $1,000 or something. And then there's accommodation and all the other stuff. That's the stumbling point. But I'd love to go. Maybe it's not even purely just for performances or anything. I just love to go and meet everyone, meet you, meet the rest of the guys, whoever else turns up. Just that'd be cool. It's the only reason why I want to go. Plus, I've never been to the United States, and I think that'd just be mental. It'll be completely different from Scotland, that's for sure. But yeah, hopefully I can go in 2020.
That would be awesome. I would recommend if you do. It's in a great area. Anaheim is in California. It's Southern California, right by Hollywood, right by LA, right by all the beaches.
Man.
And then I think you'd probably have a connecting flight. If you're coming over, you'd probably land in New York. You could check out New York for an afternoon or a day or whatever, and then come. And then you'd really get a feel for completely different styles of the U.S.
Man, that's been a dream for a long time. Just getting to see the country, I'd love to do that. It's weird. It's like I only see it on TV, and you guys will see the UK on TV and stuff, and you might think, oh, I wonder what that's like. So it's like the exact opposite. Yeah, I'd love to see it, and I'm excited. I think there's a good chance of me going to NAMM in January. So yeah, if you're going, let's meet up, and that'd be cool.
I'm all for it, dude. I hope I see you there.
Absolutely, man.
All right. Well, where should people check you out? You're at Kieran Johnston 4. Kieran is Kieran.
Yeah.
I'm saying your name right, correct?
Yeah, you're pronouncing
okay, good.
Perfect. A lot of people they'll butcher it, so well done. You've nailed that, man. Probably the best place is Instagram. That's the platform I use most. Kieran Johnston 4. I would give my YouTube, but I can't remember the username on it. If you just search my name, then it's the same thing. But yeah, Instagram.
And then Perpetua is on Spotify. I'm sure you're on all the other streaming services too, right?
Yeah, everything like Apple Music, Deezer, whatever else there's. Amazon as well. Perpetua. You search To Suffer EP, and that's the newer stuff.
Right on, my man. Dude, thanks so much for coming on. It was an honor to have you.
Thank you, man. Pleasure's all mine. Appreciate it. It's been really fun.
All right, cool. Thank you, man. Have a good night, and I'll see you on the gram.
You too, man. Catch you later. See ya.
See ya. All right, everybody. How awesome is that, dude? Check him out. Follow him. Go comment on his stuff. Tell him you saw him on the podcast. Go ahead if you're still watching. Some people cut out early. I know that. I don't like that at all. Go down on the bottom in the comments and write what you thought was your favorite guitar of his. And I think mine was that black Charvel. That thing is sick. Gold hardware. I like it. Thanks for watching, guys. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Please like the video. Share it with your friends if you enjoyed it. There'll be another awesome episode next week with another insane guitar player. So follow me at GuitarGuts and check out guitarguts.com for the t-shirts that got my albums on there. They're also on Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, Napster. You can get physical copies at GuitarGuts. We got the GuitarGuts wall mounts, all kinds of crazy stuff. So thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you next week.